Greetings, it's Vaygrim, back again with another episode. I've been making some progress here in our little world. As you can see, I've fleshed out the house and built a roof. And I've got this little addition on the side. Now, this is basically where the original door to the hovel used to be, our hole in the ground. And there's still stairs going down there. I have a door here, along with a trap. This is a small pit with punji sticks that are made from Tinkerer's construct. I can show you that real quick. Punji sticks are very simple. It's just sugar cane in a kind of a cross pattern. You get 5 of them. And basically, when you step on them, you get a debuff that slows you down and you take tick damage. So what I do, I'll step in the house here real quick. I will hear nasty little monsters outside my front door. I can stand right here. I can even extend this little ledge so I have room to move. And the monsters will come streaming in right here and just basically take tick damage right out of reach. Now the only ones that I have problems with are skeletons. I have to do a little bit of dodging because they can shoot. But that's about the only issue that I actually have. Other than that, it works really, really well. Gets me a lot of zombie flesh. I've got a potato as a drop, which I'm very excited about because I love potatoes as food. Very sustainable and very filling, baked potatoes. I did a little bit more adventuring in the area, and I found a raspberry bush, one. So at some point today, I want to plant that outside. I have some beef that needs cooking. Now, I've been making some changes. Start up here. Actually, let's go back upstairs. Now this hasn't changed much other than the fact that I expended a diamond in order to make a chandelier. Now the reason I made this is not just for the light source. It's the fact that this actually prevents monster spawns for 15 blocks all the way out. Which means basically that I don't have problems with spiders spawning on my roof. Carpenter's ladder, decorated. I love it. I'll just climb up here. Now I've got my nice little parapet ledge. I can look out and see what's going on. And right where this torch is the chandelier, which means no monsters spawn up here. Even if I took these torches off, I wouldn't have a problem with monster spawns. It's very, very nice. Very useful item to spend a diamond on. So I consider that a worthy investment. Now, I haven't really moved into the house much. Most of my existence is still down here, but I'm going to be changing that this episode. I still have my lava-powered heater, but I updated what version of remote I/O I was using. Apparently, I was a couple of versions behind. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've still got a cold. And basically, this lava-powered heater, furnace heater, is still very, very useful, but it's been slowed down considerably. So as you can see, there's a delay. And that's a good balance point. I totally accept that. I do think that early game that can be extremely unbalancing at a full-speed furnace. So basically what they've done to balance this out is slow the speed of the furnace down if it's relying on that heater. Which is why I have this up here, because sometimes I need stuff faster. But that motivated me to make this. Now, in our last episode, we made one of, I don't even know if you can see it here. Get down here. One of my heat generators right here. And that's the only way I can reach them right now. I've made a second one. So I've got basically about, I think it's about 50 joules per tick, 25 each. Coming from those just from passive power. No expenditure of coal, nothing. It just comes from lava, which is very, very nice. But it's not going to be enough. We're going to have to make something better very, very soon. So, basically, the way it comes down to it is, we made this last episode. What that does is it produced dust for us. Well, I got to the point to where that furnace is not fast enough, and I didn't want to be expending coal constantly, so I went ahead and made an energized smelter, which is the mechanism version of a furnace. Now I've actually spent a significant amount of gold in order to make energy upgrades and speed upgrades for these things. Gold, iron, and redstone, basically. The speed upgrades is just convenience. It makes it faster. The downside is that the faster it is, the faster the ticks are for power usage, which means the faster it goes, the faster it burns through power. So I had to do energy upgrades in compensation, since I only have 2 heat generators back there, and I still have a problem where this bar will run out gradually if I'm running both machines at the same time. I can't even run all 3 of these. They all run out of power and slow down. I have gotten started on a little bit of Ender IO. This is the SAG mill. It's extremely useful. I use that for more utilitarian grinding. This is just ore processing up here. So I've been upgrading, expending some iron, and upgrading some of my chests here to iron chests. So they basically have the same amount of space as a double chest in one inventory. I mean, in one block space, which is very, very nice. My strong box I have upgraded with some Invar ingots to a hardened strong box. So I got 2 extra rows of space there. So that's very, very nice. I even got enough Invar to make myself a battle wrench. Now I'm trying not to use that all the time. But every once in a while I get caught somewhere, and that's the only weapon I have on my toolbar. The battle wrench is actually very, very neat, but I didn't make it for use as a primary weapon. I still used my Peridot sword for that. Let's see. Strange things that you can do with this battle wrench. Anyway, I'm still fighting a bit of a cold and chest congestion, but I am muddling through. Let's see. Crafting suite. I want to try that today. I've already got one, but I want to try it on screen with you guys and show you how it works. Project number 2 today is basically I want to move the machines up here and maybe even move the storage up here, but I think we're going to have to expand a little bit that way, basically make an addition that is the storage room that's got all of my materials, all of my resources, and then I want to put the machines along the back wall right here. But in order to do that, we need to solve a couple of problems. First of all, we're not storing any power. The only power we're storing right now is in those heat generators and then these machines, and that's not really a good idea. So that's not enough. What I want to do is I'm going to make my first energy cube for Mekanism. That means I do have to expend more gold. That's more iron, redstone. The rest of this is pretty simple. I just found lapis lazuli about 30 minutes ago. I just found my first batch, so I actually have lapis lazuli to make this now. I'm very happy about that. This is going to give us basically 2 megajoules, which I think is 2 million joules, something like that, basically. That's going to be a really good chunk of power that we can burn through if we have to run a whole bunch of machines at once. But I also want to make 2 other machines. If I can find them real quick. That's the metallurgic infuser. I need to make an electrolytic separator. Not real hard, other than this part right here. That's kind of expensive on resources, but we need to do it. And then next step, we need to make a hydrogen generator, which is even more gold, even more iron and redstone expended. But both of these combined, the electrolytic separator will take water from our supply over here and turn it into oxygen and hydrogen. Hydrogen will get used in the hydrogen generator to make a pretty significant amount of power for us. And I can also use the hydrogen gas for this. Yes, a jetpack, ladies and gentlemen. It's got standard flight and it's got hover mode, but I have to keep charging it with gas. That's the balancing point. That is going to be very, very useful getting around mines, ravines, even exploring. I'm very excited about that. But I have to go through a considerable chunk of my resources in the process of getting there. Most of this gold is going to disappear, so I'm probably going to have to go on a mining trip afterwards. let me get some materials together, get some things smelted up, and I will come right back when I am making and setting up the hydrogen power system. Be right back. Okay, so I've moved my machines from down here. I've got a cable running up, and basically as soon as I get my new power system up and make some battery space, then the energy cube will go right here and just point straight up. That'll be very, very nice. That means all the noisy power generation will be in the basement, and all my machines will be up here. Now, this is kind of ugly, but this is going to get covered up with other machines very, very quickly. Like, I want to make an alloy furnace from Enderio. There's a lot of stuff in the Enderio tree that I want, a tech tree that I want to make, and I'm going to need some machines to do it. I want to make a painting machine also. I love the Enderio painting machine. I did a Hot Blocks episode on it, and it's worthy of it. But this machine is now dedicated to the manufacturing of steel. So I'm going to have to make another metallurgic infuser to put up here somewhere. Now, I didn't know if anybody knows this or not. The metallurgic infuser takes coal in order to make steel. I believe you can look in the recipes here. Here you go. But you can either put normal coal, which is a 1-to-1, basically. One coal makes an iron, makes enriched alloy, then one coal and one enriched alloy makes one steel. But what a lot of people don't know is you can get carbon of any kind, charcoal, coal, whatever, and run it through the enrichment chamber, and you get compressed carbon. This is a 1-to-1. This is a 10-to-1. A lot of people don't know that. It seems that's a kind of an overlooked feature. So if you want your steel to go a lot farther, you want your coal and charcoal to go a lot farther in the making of steel, then you need to be putting compressed carbon into this thing and not just straight coal and charcoal. And I'll show you. If you look at this, it's hard to see because it's gray on gray, but whoop, that goes up a big chunk. That's 10 shots, basically. So you can get 5 iron ingots turned into 5 steel ingots with 1 piece of coal. It's very, very nice. So I think I've got all my parts right now. I've got 2 electrolytic cores. These are not too expensive, but, you know, you need them. I've got a whole bunch of iron. What I need is an electrolytic separator. So I'm just going to do that. And then put all this back, because then what I need to do is get a hydrogen generator. So this takes 2 steel casings. That was 8 steel bars and 2 osmium bars. It also takes 4 osmium bars in and of itself. Now, I already have some power cables, and I've already made some mechanical pipes. But I actually don't think I'm going to... Well, yeah, I'm going to need the mechanical pipes. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I've got... Oh, you know what? I left my shovel upstairs. Hang on just a second. My head wasn't screwed on. I forget it somewhere. Okay. Now I have water. Right around here. And basically what I'm going to do is just I'll just backfill that. Then I get the electrolytic separator. I'm not sure if that's right or not. I need to have this do... I have no purpose for oxygen right now, so I'm going to dump oxygen and output hydrogen. Let's see. Oh, seriously? Wow. That's aggravating. Okay. Give me just a second here. I'm going to have to get creative, I think. Hydrogen, pull you up. I don't know if that's going to work or not. It is working. And it's already filled up its internal buffer. This is the problem. So now, hydrogen is building up in here, which is very, very cool. Let me put away these resources. Yes. Now, I can tell you right now, I'm already in a little bit of trouble. That's the last iron I have, so I'm going to have to go iron hunting. Let's see. Good, that's building up its internal reserves. Now what we need to do is look into making an energy cube. Oh, really? I'm going to need more steel, which I don't have. Okay. Well, we've got our power back stock, but it looks like I'm going to have to go mining for some iron real quick, so I will be back shortly. Just a quick note, here's something hilarious I didn't know. Uranium ore from Atomic Science has a chance. Oh, see? I grabbed some earlier, and it made me sick. It gave me radiation poisoning for about a minute. That was all sorts of fun. Guess it doesn't always do it. Interesting. I'll be back. Okay, so I've got most of my operation moved up here now. In terms of working, I've moved my chests up here. The next thing I'm going to do is probably move my barrels and put them along this wall for now until I can bust out a doorway maybe right here and make a storage room, and I move all that stuff in there. But I'm making progress. I have, let's see, 4 steel ingots and an osmium ingot to make a steel casing, which I put in the middle here, and I make my first energy cube. Let's go downstairs and see if we can get this baby put in place. Now I'm gonna actually reclaim some of this. Whoopsie. Put that there. Okay, it kicks to life. Ah. Come here, you. Okay. So, 2 megajoules. Output of 800 joules per tick. I don't think I could even try that with all of my machines running at once right now. So that's really, really good. This also means that our hydrogen generator right here, which has a backstock of hydrogen, can make use of all of that hydrogen and charge up. Now here's the fun thing. The electrolytic separator has some extra hydrogen. I am going to make, oh, whatever, one of those. Come over here. Pardon the noise. Oh, that's right. I need to do that. Which is now this will get charged up. Just make myself a doorway right here. It's getting tight quarters down here. Okay, I'll be right back after this thing charges up. Okay, folks. Oh, perfect timing. It's nighttime. Give me just a minute. Okay. I say we take this bad boy for a spin. It's not fully charged, but hey. Ouch. Okay. We have some light assistance to get up to the top of trees now. Mountains, whatever we need to. Now, this thing has a limited amount of fuel, but if I remember what Aidan C. Brady said about it, you should have about 20 minutes of constant flight when it's fully charged, and I think that's a really, really good option. Now, I do have Morph installed, and I could actually opt for doing it that way, but I don't want to rely on Morph too much for getting around via flight. I might have to use it for some emergency situations if my pack runs out, but for the most part, I like having to actually have something I need to go worry about fueling up. So, let's see. We've made good progress on settling in. We've moved our operation upstairs, most of it anyway. We still have some other things we need to do. And after a couple more mining trips, we'll probably be even closer to getting ourselves settled in. I still have a whole bunch of wood, so what I'm probably going to do is a two-pronged thing. One, expand this building that way to make the storage room. Second thing I'd really like to do is put a perimeter fence around the area and light the whole space up very, very well. I'd like to minimize some of these nighttime hassles I'm getting going between my house, my boat, or even my sugarcane down there. I need to move that closer too. Now also, last episode I told you that I was going to actually show you a little bit. Let me try to make sure that I don't actually go hovering while I'm in my boat. And let's take off. We've got two good solid modes of transportation now. We're mobile, we are capable, and we're getting settled in. Now, this boat is not the fastest on the seven seas. However, it is sturdy, and it doesn't break at the sign of lily pads like normal vanilla boats do. So this punt is actually very, very nice. I also like the fact that I have a little bit of storage, a couple of axes. It's very, very nice. Hit shift to dismount. Now, whoopsie. What I'm going to do at my small boats, oh, let me look it up this way. There's the punt. That's the one I've got. It's basically 3 boats, 2 sticks, 3 pieces of wool. Now the hoy? No. The Whitehall is the next step up. The hoy is the 3rd tier of ship, and it's enormous. You make 3 punts to make a Whitehall. Might do that next episode, get some resources up, but I have to go track down some more sheep and get some more wool sheared. I'm running low on that right now. I think this is going to be a really good wrapping up point. I think this is going to be a good place to tie it off. I've got a couple more things I want to do in between episodes, but I think next episode it's going to be a really good time to address expanding the house a little bit, making space a little bit easier to live with above ground, and doing some more organization of our power generation downstairs. I'd also like to do some more exploring. I think maybe off to the west. There's some other biomes with interesting trees, more plants. I need to go wrangling some sheep, some cows, things of that nature, and bring them back here so I don't have to walk a million miles just to get wool and leather. Okay, well, this is Vaygrim, signing off. Thank you very much for joining me in on this little adventure. Episode 3 wrapped up, and I can't wait to hear your comments and suggestions if you have questions. Let me know what you think I should do, and if you approve of the direction things are going. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. I gotta say, I really do love the little touches that mod authors put into something right around the holidays. Ha 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 ha.